I would like to take this opportunity to thank the facilitator from International Food Policy and Research Institute under SAC Agriculture. This was a good opportunity for me, as well as giving a chance from the Department of Agriculture to speak on this climate smart agriculture experience from East region especially. So I will directly go to my presentation, and I will share my presentation. In the meantime, let me share the presentation. So I hope with this, within the short notice of this presentation, I tried my best to bring it all the climate smart agriculture related activities that has been implemented in the East Bhutan under Research and Development Center Wengkhar, as well as covering the nationwide climate smart agriculture practices that all the information that has been available. So I'll be just touching over all aspects of climate smart agriculture for sustainable agriculture production in Bhutan. So with my presentation, I will be covering with the 7 aspects. Firstly, the overview of Bhutanese agriculture, and then I'll be touching over agro-ecological zone and climate of Bhutan. And also I'll be touching over impact of climate change on agriculture. And more or less, our focus is over climate smart agriculture practices in Bhutan. And I'll also highlight over the constraints and challenges faced by the climate change in Bhutan and especially in the East region, and also the opportunities that we have through climate smart agriculture. And lastly, I'll just highlight briefly on the conclusion of this presentation. So sorry, I have a little bit problem with the screen. Anyway, I'll just so now let me take you through the overview of Bhutanese agriculture. So we consider that 57% of our population depend on the agriculture, which is as a primary source. And we have a total of 2.93% arable land, which is almost, if I just highlight you, we have around 172,551 hectares of agricultural land, including wetland, dry land, and orchards. Sorry, yeah, I can't move my next slide.
So Domang, in that case, if you could unshare, I'll share your presentation.
Okay, that's
okay.
Nice of you. Yes.
Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Unshare, I know.
You see it?
Yes.
Just give me 1 second. I'm stepping on slideshow mode. This is what you're looking.
Okay, shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. So on the overview of Bhutanese agriculture, let me start again. So we have a 57% population depending on the agriculture as a primary source of income and the livelihood. And also on this, we have 2.93% under arable agricultural land, which consists of around 172,500 51 hectares of agricultural land consisting of wetland, dryland, and orchard. And agriculture contributes 19.2% to the GDP. And we have a workforce of 49.2%, the total labor force in the agriculture, field of agriculture. So next. So next is that I just want to highlight the major grown in Bhutan as well as in the East region. So among those, we consider rice, maize, wheat, buckwheat, potato, chili, vegetables, and also we need to highlight here that we have a ample of spices and fruits. Fruit crops also growing in Bhutan. So next. And we have a whole range of agro-ecological zone and the season of Bhutan, yes, in Bhutan. So which have wet subtropical to humid subtropical, dry subtropical, warm temperate, cool temperate, and alpine, which ranges from 100 to 7,500 meters above the sea level. And we have 4 seasons, which is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Spring consists March to May, and summer season consists from June to August, and autumn season consists from September to November, and winter consists from December to February. So next. Now I will take you to the agriculture sector in Bhutan, which is experiencing climate impact and the climate change. So those are there are different factors of climate change on agriculture in Bhutan. So those are increase in temperature and the change in precipitation pattern, and flash flood erosion incidents, heat and drought incidents, wind and hailstorm incidents, and pest and disease outbreak. So just to show you on the impact being felt in Bhutan through the climate change, there are some evidence which are in the tabulated form. So in 1994, you can clearly say that glacial outbreak and the flash flood, which damages around 965 acres of agricultural land. Likewise, we have several lists which I have shown here. So maybe I may not have to explain one by one. You can have just a glance on this. We have several incidents on the impact of the climate change being felt in Bhutan. So next. So those are some of the pictorial form that I have shown in my presentation, like flash flood incidents occurring in Bhutan, and also windstorm which damages our crops. Next. There are pictorial incidents of the pest and disease outbreak, especially we are experiencing quite a huge damage by the army follow-up. This is the pictorial instance that we have recorded, that army program has been damaging our maize crop. Next. And this is heat and drought tolerant incidents happening in our agriculture crop, especially damaging our paddy during nursery and the transplantation time, where there is no enough irrigation facilities, and maize crop being damaged during tasseling and other times with the heat and drought tolerance. Thank you. Next. So to overcome with the climate support agriculture, so we have been able to initiate with the climate smart villages, adopting the community based on the vulnerabilities where intervention were carried out to enhance resilience of climate change. And so far, in the eastern Bhutan, we have recorded 12 climate smart village that has been initiated by the research center. So next. And among those, we have also identified around 28 climate smart agriculture technologies. So among those are the protected cultivation, upland paddy, spring paddy, and heat-tolerant maize. Likewise, we have 28 technologies that have been identified. So just move with the slides that I'll just not take much time explaining one by one. We'll just give you a glance only. So out of this, those are the 28 technologies that we have been identified in Bhutan on the climate smart agriculture. So out of those, particularly in the East region and Bhutan, we have been able to adopt around 8 of the climate smart agriculture technologies. And out of those, protected cultivation is gaining momentum in Bhutan, especially on the high value short duration crop under protected condition, which enhances year-round agriculture production. So next. Next is upland paddy, which is more on the drought tolerant. And we have been able to release 5 varieties, which can be grown in an altitude ranging from 1,800 to 3,000 meters above the sea level, which gives the yield around 1,900 kg per acre. So next. Another CSA technology that we have adopted is with the spring paddy production. So we have been able to adopt this spring paddy production at the range of altitude from 650 to 1,100 meters above the sea level. And spring paddy is considered during the February to July production. So from after July to November is we started a summer paddy production. Next. So another promising technology that we have in Bhutan is quinoa production. So quinoa is cultivated at the range of 650 to 3,000 meters above the sea level, and we are cultivating in the different level, like high region. We cultivate within May and October, and in mid and low we cultivate August to December. Next. So we have also been able to introduce heat-tolerant vegetables, particularly cole crops, the cabbage and cauliflower, that enhanced vegetable production in the heat-prone area. Next. So also one of the climate smart agriculture technologies, we have been able to adopt heat-tolerant maize variety with the support from CIMET. And I take this opportunity to thank CIMET for supporting us on having this variety. And this has been able to give a yield ranging from 1,800 to 2,000 kgs per acre. Next. And bokashi is another promising technology that we are adopting. So this improves soil fertility and integrates disease control and effective utilization of organic waste. So next. Also, this is one of the manure that we have been able to adopt with CSA. This also improves soil fertility and also make us to utilize our organic waste efficiently. Next. So among the technologies now in Bhutan, we are also bringing forward with the deep irrigation systems, particularly in the commercial farms like vegetable and fruit production. And for your kind information, today we have a research team who is implementing deep irrigation installation in the farmers' field. So most probably this looks quite promising with the deep irrigation systems installation in future as well. Next. So now with all those aspects that I have covered above, so we have constraints and challenges that we are facing with the climate smart agriculture, which we lack out of awareness and the education on climate smart agriculture. And also we lack access to credit and financial resources. And also it's quite difficult to manage with the climate vulnerability and the risks. Also, we have a very limited research on the climate smart agriculture and technologies. And also it is very difficult to really bring and manage with the behavioral and the cultural factors with the clients. So next. Among those with the constraints and challenges, we have opportunities as well through climate smart agriculture, that which lead us improving the productivity and increasing the resilience, and also manage the resources sustainably, and it has a lot of economic opportunity, and which brings environmental benefits as well. And also we get an opportunity on the investment support from the outside country, and also it has good opportunity to bring our community in front by engaging the agriculture production and other empowerments. So next. Lastly, but not the least, I must say that the adoption of climate smart agriculture, that I think there's spelling wrong. So I consider this as a climate smart agriculture practices in Bhutan, which holds key to ensuring sustainable agriculture production. So this is my presentation, and I hope I've justified my presence and your valuable time that you have been given to us. And thank you for giving for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Domang, for this very insightful presentation, and for enlightening us about the CSA activities that are being, technologies that are being promoted in Bhutan, and the general overview of CSA. So is there any questions related to the presentation? Please let me know so that I can unmute you, and please feel free to ask your question.
Yes. By the way, during my presentation, this presentation has been enabled as my colleague researchers has helped me to make this presentation. And at the site, I have two research colleagues who are standing beside me, to support the answers if I may not be able to justify here.
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a question. 1 second. Mr. Sikandar Tanviria, please feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Assalamualaikum. Very good presentation. Can you listen to me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you. Please introduce yourself and ask your question.
I am Dr. Sikandar Khan Tanveer. I am working as Senior Program Specialist Crops with SARC Agriculture Center, Dhaka. Very good presentation. I want to ask how many trainings have been arranged for the farmers to inform them about these latest technologies which are climate friendly and resource conservation. Thank you very much.
Well, firstly, let me thank you for this question. Actually, as I have highlighted, that we have been able to initiate with the climate smart villages. So we have been able to identify 12 villages, and as such, whatever the training we have been conducting is related to the climate smart agriculture, like drip irrigation, mushroom production, quinoa production, a lot of things. So we have covered, I must say that we are almost covering whatever the trainings which we are conducting is through which it touch on the climate smart agriculture. So may not be right now, I may not be able to number how many farmers have been trained, but we can assure you that let's say even more than hundreds of farmers must have been benefited out of these technologies anyway. And by the way, last year we are supported through SASEC project. So that report also I don't have this report, but farmers have been benefited anyway with the they have been benefited through we supplied drip irrigation facilities along with the training to the farmers.
Thank you, Mr. Domang. Anyone else? Okay, so while we are waiting for other questions, I have a couple of questions, Mr. Domang.
Please.
More than questions. So first is that you mentioned about 12 climate smart villages in the region.
Yes.
So I wanted to check, are these villages promote similar set of technologies, CSA technologies in these villages, or the portfolio of technologies are different in these villages so that one can learn, farmers can learn different things from different CSVs?
Yes, well, thank you so much for this question. Yes, those 12 villages were selected based on the vulnerability, especially where there's water scarcity. We go for water harvesting, drip irrigation. So, like some villages like quinoa production, I highlighted. That is another community that they have a potential to grow quinoa. Likewise, yes, we have a different criteria that we select the villages, and we have different activities that each villages are given the opportunity. So if I have not covered, I will give a chance to my colleagues here. They have been implementing on this climate village. Please.
Hello. Can I hear you?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm Gizan Tille. I'm working under field crop section, basically like a serial program. So just to supplement my program director, so in the eastern region, there are actually 12 climate smart villages. So covering around the total of around 137 households in the 12 climate smart villages. So in terms of like a technology adoption, so the Wengkhar Agriculture Research and Development Center listed around 28 different types of climate smart technology, but somehow we adopted 8 or 9. In the future, we can we will be able to adopt all those technologies in the climate smart villages. But as of now, so we have been adopted 9 technologies in the climate smart villages, particularly like drip irrigation system, and mainly in the 12 climate smart villages, we observed that the soil fertility issue is the major constraint, and so in that case, the soil section, the soil unit in the ARDC Wengkhar, they train the farmers basically on improvement of the soil fertility status through like composting, bokashi, and preparation of the liquid manure, and so on and so forth. And aside from the liquid like a soil fertility management, we also promoted like a drought tolerant upland paddy varieties in the climate smart villages, so that the farmers can actually enhance their crop productivity, like to resist the climate, like particularly drought and so on and so forth. While we taking the technology to the farmers, like basically in the climate smart villages, we train the farmers through like a demonstration and something like that, so that the farmers can actually grab the what technology is meant for. So as of now, that's all for like climate smart villages, that technology that adopted in the region.
Okay, thank you.
I
thank
hope
you.
I just supplement my program director. So
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for your support.
So, by any means, among the villages we select is depending on the potential of the village, right? So, wherever there is water scarcity, we introduce drip irrigation, water harvesting. Like wherever there is crop production potential, we select the village. Like quinoa is a climate smart crop, which is heat tolerant crop. So likewise, that community qualifies for quinoa production. So yes, we have different criteria and different activities followed in different climate villages.
Okay, thank you. So we have one question in the chat box and
Yes.
2 people in the live audience. So I'll ask question in the chat box, and then I'll come to you, Dr. Ariful Islam, and then Dr. Mamta Pradhan. So the question is, what kind of erosion control techniques have been applied in Bhutan, since the hilly and mountainous regions are prone to erosion of slopes? This is question by Mohammad Zahidul Hasan.
And that's a very good question. Thank you so much for this question. Yes, Bhutan being the terrainous in nature. So yes, the erosion control, soil management is crucial. And since many years, not only as a climate smart agriculture, we have been practicing the land management as a major focus over increasing the crop productivity. Among those, we support the farmers on land development, like developing into terraces, and then planting hedgerow with different grass and herbs, shrubs along the control line. And then we also construct stone wall, stone protection, the protection of gullies, formation of gullies. So we have a lot of activities that we are sharing with the land development, particularly like mulching is another aspect that we are protecting soil erosion, and another is like crop covering, like intercropping, and yes, all those stone wall fencing, and all those are the all those technologies that we are introducing and developing with the farmers.
Okay, thank you. So we have Dr. Ariful Islam, who is himself is implementing this project in Bangladesh and
Okay.
promoting strip planting technology in some regions of Bangladesh. So Dr. Islam, please feel free to ask your question. Dr. Arif, you are on mute.
Hello,
Yes, now we can hear
are you
you.
hearing me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thanks. Thanks, Dr. Domang, for your excellent presentations. I have a couple of questions. So first of all, I would like to know about the Bhutan land levels. So first of all, how much flat or level area does Bhutan cover? The second one that you mentioned about 28 technologies that are climate is smart, based on the smartness of weather, water, nutrient, and knowledge, etc. So is there any technology in your country that are under energy and carbon smart? Another question, you told about a fermented organic fertilizer like bokashi. So I
Bokashi,
think
yes.
bokashi, I think it is good for soil fertility improvement. So can we know about more the composition and how we can prepare that for our country? Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's a very good question, and we really thank you for this concern. First question we could not capture. Can you repeat, please? Flat area. You mean?
Hello.
Hello.
How much flat level area that Bhutan cover?
Fertile.
No, flat level land.
Flat
How
level
much
land.
level land covered by Bhutan?
Okay. Yes. Okay. First, actually, in my overview of presentation, I covered that we have 2.93% under agriculture arable land. So, which means we have around 172,551 hectares under agriculture land, which is considered as a cultivable land, but not very flat. But we can say that around 71,977 acres would be considered as a flat land, because that we grow a paddy under wetland agriculture. So that can be considered under flat area. So dry land
They
also,
all are like terrace, right?
yeah, terrace, yes, terrace. But flat area, I don't know. We don't have that much flat area that we have in Bhutan, or except in the foothills. So we have few districts in the foothills that we have a flat area. And now next is that your concern over energy and carbon.
Yeah.
That we are hearing as a new. We consider this as a new technology. We don't have much over. We don't have much intervention over this energy and carbon, except Bhutan being rich in forestry, forest coverage. So we are carbon negative country. So we are proud of it. But especially in the agriculture production, we don't have much focus over this. Maybe we will look forward working with the Bangladesh agriculture if you have any ideas over this. And the third question
Bokashi
is over the technology on bokashi preparation. So in that, actually, I would like to share that if you could follow our YouTube. In the YouTube, if you type bokashi preparation, you will see informative presentation over the YouTube, which was prepared by one of our research center in the East Central Bhutan. So if you can just click over the YouTube and try to find out. So right now, three of us may not be able to really make the percentage and really present today. Or others, my colleague, one of my colleagues will try to inform you about this vocation preparation.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am Dojo Mu, works under soil section, and if I just supplement my PD on the composition of bokashi. Bokashi, it is a Japanese technology, and firstly started in western region, west central region by Baju Agriculture Research Center. And we started here since 2020 and promoted in climate smart villages, which one of my colleagues here mentioned in 137 households. We promoted in those villages. The main compositions for bokashi preparation is one is rice bran. Major composition for bokashi preparation is rice bran. Then yeast, we use yeast mainly. The compost is the bokashi is prepared by fermentation process. The process of fermentation, we use yeast, sugar, and the major composition is the rice bran only. And we ferment it, and during the hot season we can ferment, keep it for 1 month and it will be ready. And in cold seasons we can keep it for 2 to 3 months. The compost will be ready by then. Thank you so much. Hope I answered your question.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for sharing the bokashi composition. And if your video is readily available, please please feel free to share it in the chat box so that all of us can have and if you have any documentation available with you, then please share either now or you can share it with us so that we can share with all the participants later. Thank you.
Yes, we'll try to contact you later.
Yes,
and just to supplement on the bokashi, yes, with the major component of bokashi preparation is rice bran. So I believe that Bangladesh is very rich in rice production. So you have a good scope that to make more bokashi in Bangladesh. Here in Bhutan, as we are importing rice from other country, so we face a shortage of raw material, especially availing the rice bran. So maybe we'll have a good collaborative activities in future, especially developing in bokashi fertilizer. So we will definitely keep contact with you, and we will try to work together on this bokashi preparation. Thank you for this concern and raising on this bokashi, showing the interest of bokashi.
Absolutely, and I hope Dr. Ariful, if he takes it up in Bangladesh, then he considers this webinar successful. That the cross learning is really going forward. So now, Dr. Mamta.
Doctor, I just forgot to mention one thing. Like my colleagues mentioned that rice bran is one of the major components in bokashi, but she said that if there is no rice bran or grain bran can be actually used for making bokashi.
Maize bran.
Okay.
Suppose like a maize bran, wheat bran, and everything.
Okay.
So if there is no rice bran, so we can use other grain bran also for making the bokashi. So thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. So we have the next question is from Dr. Mamta Pradhan. Dr. Mamta, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Domang, and thank you so much for being part of our webinar, and we really appreciate it. A very nice presentation. Got to know about 28 CSA technologies in Bhutan. So out of which you have 8. I have a very fundamental question, because when we are in part of this project, we have been grappling with all these climate smart technologies. So in terms of your experience, because you are directly in touch with the farmers and in field, could you please maybe share your experience in terms of what is the kind of adoption, number one, the constraints or what kind of issues they face in terms of adopting this climate smart technologies, and number two is this whole issue of scaling up of this climate smart agriculture. So what has been your experience right from adoption to if there are any technologies that has been scaled up, if you can talk a bit about that. Third bit is about, I believe Bhutan has highly subsidized polyhouses. So in my experience, when I was in field, I saw that, since it was highly subsidized, everybody seemed to have those polyhouses, but they didn't seem to have the knowledge of the technology. So how do you even grapple with that? One is the policies which kind of promote one kind of technologies vis-a-vis there are other technologies. So just wanted to know your experience about these. Maybe if you could also focus a bit on what policies kind of promote and also inhibit the adoption and the scaling up, if any, in Bhutan. I think that would be a good cross-learning for other countries also, if any. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for this question as well. On the issues and constraint that I have briefly touched over my presentation, beyond that, actually, we, as one of the issues that I raise, challenges I raise is that we have very limited research have been going on. So unfortunately, or maybe I may not be able to really justify over the adoption rate of adoption right now. It's under implementing stage. So, however, with the scaling up of the climate smart agriculture as a huge opportunity, I believe, we believe here in the research center, because with those, especially the climate smart related technologies are new, based on climate resilience, which have a good opportunity and with the high scope. For example, as I stated about the new vegetables, heat-tolerant vegetables, right? Especially the heat-tolerant vegetables, like especially cole crops. In Bhutan, we don't have that varieties. Now, with having these new varieties, especially cabbage and cauliflower, now farmers are gaining their experience over gaining the awareness as well as the opportunity out of these cole crops. So definitely this has a huge scope of scaling up, particularly with the new crop, like quinoa. Now farmers are well aware of this quinoa. They can grow without water with the drought-tolerant variety, and it suits with the dryland agriculture. And of course, now farmers can produce quinoa at their in a large scale. However, as Madam has stated about the issue, like we are facing a marketing issue right now. We don't have a proper market for quinoa as well. Like in the local consumption, it is a bit expensive because our local people have they don't have that buying power. So definitely we are looking for export, but we are not able to catch a right market, export market, especially in the quinoa. Otherwise, quinoa has also a huge potential that we can really promote through climate smart technology. And well, when it comes to polyhouse, yes, of course. In the beginning, polyhouse has been let's say with total subsidy, farmers don't have to pay any money for this polyhouse. However, after picking up with the adoption of that polyhouse, now we are charging around 20 to 30% cost sharing, right? So with this cost sharing, right now still 70% or 80% has been subsidized. With this now, there are farmers who will have to be subsidized based on the location, which is remoteness, which farmers do not know about the polyhouse cultivation. So there we use these cost sharing basis. However, in the commercial area, in the urban area, and now people are buying at their own. We don't have to subsidize. So before I joined this research center, I've been working in the one of the district in Wangdi Photang, which is quite near to Thimphu, in the capital city. With those farmers, I don't have to even inform about the greenhouse. Now they know the value of greenhouse because they can have a year-round vegetable production, whatever it is, and they're near to the their access to the market in the capital. So lot of competition availing this greenhouse in the western part of country. So in that also we see the opportunity that we can scale up through this climate smart agriculture technologies. So I hope I might have been able to cover up those points as you have raised. If not, my two colleagues will also add up the points.
Thank
if they
you.
have any.
Thank you, Mr. Domang. So we have a couple of more questions. One
Yes.
is from Dr. Barun Dev Pal. So he has worked quite extensively on climate smart agriculture in South Asia and has written a book
Okay.
about it. So he has asked, what kind of opportunities do you see to integrate huge forest resources for climate smart agriculture in Bhutan?
Yes, yes, that is also a very good question about this climate research. Like now, here in Bhutan, because we consider as a mostly our agriculture products are considered as natural products, of course, not organic product, but natural product, because our forestry, our farming systems are interconnected with the nature farming. We are using a lot of natural resources like leaf litter, and we have a ownership of community forests as well as private forests, and those forests were ownership mainly to collect leaf litter to make compost use for the bed for the in the dairy farms, so that we use as a farmyard manure. So in that way, yes, forests. In that way, we have the interlink of the natural resource we are using, and also with the water catchment protection, which leads to have a more forest coverage. So with that water catchment protection also increases it keeps the constant flow of water, which contributes to the irrigation for the agriculture farming. So those are the few points that I could pick up right now.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we'll take one last question. This is from Mehra Afroz, who is asking, how can we use CSA technologies in quinoa production?
So yes, that is actually straight. This quinoa has been actually, we consider as a drought tolerant. So where there is maybe in some area, like we have a water source that has been dried out through impact of climate change. So then where there is no water source, it becomes a dryland, complete dryland. Definitely we need the water drought tolerant varieties, right? So which do not need much water, which do not need much soil fertility. So in that way, is that we believe that quinoa is one of the most appropriate crop for the climate smart agriculture.
Yes, absolutely. So because of its inherent properties, the
Yes.
adoption of quinoa itself is a climate smart intervention.
Yes,
What
yes,
I figured out.
yes.
Yes. So thank you so much. This has been a very lively Q&A session. We have spoke on diverse set of issues ranging from bokashi to policy and adoption constraints, and then about the specific CSA technologies and how they contribute towards enhancing the resilience of farmers in Bhutan, which is one of the most vulnerable countries, not the contributor, but the sufferer of climate changes has been highlighted
Yes.
in your talk, and it's been known quite well. So we'll close this session now. And Mr. Domang, thank you so much for your very informative talk. And I would like to thank all the audiences for their lively discussion and their insightful questions. And thank you for patiently answering those questions, Mr. Domang, and obviously to both of your colleagues and other colleagues who have contributed to this talk and the presentation. So thank you so much, and we'll look forward to all of your participation in the next webinar.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.